What would you do if the quiet janitor cleaning your office every night was secretly the owner of the entire company? This is the unbelievable story of a man nobody respected, until one single meeting changed everything forever. And trust me, the ending shocked everyone. Every morning in downtown Chicago, thousands of workers rushed into the giant glass building of Westbridge Technologies. Employees wearing expensive suits walked through the lobby with coffee in their hands, talking about promotions, money, and business deals. But nobody noticed the old janitor. His name was Arthur Miles. Arthur was around 60 years old. He wore faded blue overalls, old sneakers, and thick glasses held together with tape. Every night after employees left, he quietly cleaned the hallways, emptied trash bins, and mopped the floors. Most people ignored him. Some employees didn't even know his name. But Arthur always smiled. "Good morning," he would say politely. Usually, nobody answered, especially Ryan Cooper. Ryan was one of the youngest managers in the company, only 28 years old, driving a brand new Tesla, wearing luxury watches, and constantly bragging about becoming vice president before 30. Ryan thought janitors were invisible. One rainy Monday morning, Ryan accidentally bumped into Arthur near the elevator. Coffee spilled onto Ryan's expensive suit. Ryan exploded. "Are you kidding me? Watch where you're going." Arthur quickly apologized. "I'm very sorry, sir." But Ryan wasn't finished. "You people are always causing problems. Maybe if you actually paid attention instead of moving like a turtle." The entire lobby became silent. Arthur simply lowered his head. "I apologize again." Ryan rolled his eyes and stormed away. Some employees laughed quietly. Others felt uncomfortable. But nobody defended Arthur. That night, Arthur continued cleaning the office as usual. Calm, silent, patient. The next morning, something strange happened. Every employee received an email. Subject line: mandatory executive meeting, attendance required. Nobody knew why. Rumors spread quickly. Maybe layoffs are coming. Maybe the company is being sold. Maybe the CEO is retiring. At exactly 10 a.m., over 200 employees gathered inside the massive conference hall. Ryan sat in the front row confidently, scrolling through his phone. Then the company's CEO walked onto the stage. But instead of starting the meeting, he smiled nervously and said, "Before we begin, there's someone important I'd like all of you to meet." Suddenly, the side door opened, and in walked Arthur, the janitor, still wearing his blue overalls. The room exploded with confusion. People whispered everywhere, "Why is the janitor here? Did someone prank us?" Ryan smirked. "This should be funny." Then the CEO said something nobody expected. "Everyone, please welcome the founder and majority owner of Westbridge Technologies, Mr. Arthur Miles." The room froze. Ryan's smile disappeared instantly. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Arthur slowly walked onto the stage. Then he removed his glasses, looked across the room, and smiled gently. "I started this company 42 years ago," he said. The room remained completely silent. Arthur continued. "When I was young, I had nothing. I worked 3 jobs just to survive. I cleaned offices during the night and studied computer engineering during the day." He paused. "This company began in my garage with 2 old computers and a dream." Employees stared at him in shock. Arthur explained that years earlier, after becoming extremely wealthy, he stepped away from public life. Most newer employees had never seen him before. But instead of retiring in luxury, Arthur chose to secretly return as a janitor. Why? Because he wanted to understand what kind of people were working inside his company. "How people treat powerful individuals means very little," Arthur said softly. "But how they treat workers with no status reveals everything." The room became uncomfortable. Several employees lowered their heads. Arthur then pulled out a small notebook. "For the past 6 months, I've been observing this company closely." His eyes moved slowly across the crowd. "I watched kindness." He smiled toward a young receptionist named Emily. "She helped me pick up trash after someone knocked over a bin." Emily looked shocked. "I watched honesty." He nodded toward a security guard. He returned a wallet containing $2,000 without taking a single cent. People started clapping quietly. Then Arthur's face became serious. And unfortunately, I also witnessed arrogance. Ryan suddenly stopped breathing normally. Arthur looked directly at him. Mr. Ryan Cooper. Ryan's face turned pale. Arthur opened the notebook. On 12 separate occasions, you insulted cleaning staff. You mocked interns. You humiliated employees during meetings. Nobody in the room could believe what they were hearing. Ryan tried to speak. Sir, Arthur raised his hand gently. I gave you many chances to show kindness. Ryan looked terrified now. Arthur continued calmly. But leadership without respect is dangerous. Then Arthur looked toward the CEO. As of today, Ryan Cooper is removed from his management position. Gasps filled the room. Ryan stood up immediately. Please, sir, I can explain. But Arthur shook his head. You already explained yourself through your actions. Ryan slowly sat back down, completely defeated. Then Arthur turned back toward the employees. Success is not measured by money, cars, or job titles. He pointed toward the cleaning staff standing nervously near the back wall. The people who clean your offices, serve your food, and protect your buildings deserve respect too. The entire room stood silent. Some employees looked emotional. Arthur smiled one final time. My company was never built by executives alone. He looked around proudly. It was built by every single person willing to work hard with dignity. For the first time ever, the employees stood up and applauded the janitors. Not politely, not awkwardly, but genuinely. Several workers even began crying. Ryan quietly walked out of the room alone. Meanwhile, Arthur stepped off the stage and returned to the back of the hall. Still humble, still calm, still looking exactly like the janitor everyone ignored yesterday. But now, everyone finally saw him differently. So remember this. Never disrespect someone because of their job, clothes, or position. Because character is revealed not by how we treat the powerful, but by how we treat the people nobody notices. And sometimes, the quietest person in the room is the most important one of all.